Very good evening, folks. I hope everyone's buzzing after that result. What a performance by our boys. Five-star performance by the Celts in the opening day of the Champions League in the new format. 5 goals to 1. Goals from Liam Scales, Arnie Ingles, Kyogo, Daisy Maeda, Adamida. Just unbelievable. Pitch perfect. It's a shame that we conceded the goal, but overall, what a perfect result for Celtic. Join top of the table, second place with Bayern Munich because obviously they hammered Dino Zagreb last night. But what a performance tonight. Like, a lot of us were, will Atate start? Will Atate not start? And you know what? He was absolutely unbelievable tonight, Rio Atate. Callum McGregor. All the boys from back to front were absolutely outstanding. Daisy Maeda really made a good account of himself tonight as well. We're going to go through the comments. I just can't. I just actually, you know what? I just can't believe we beaten a team 5-1 the Champions League. Doesn't feel real just yet. I know people might say, "Oh, it's only Slovan, Bratislava," but you're playing in the biggest competition in club football. With elite teams in the world, regardless. And it is going to be difficult against Dortmund. It's going to be difficult against Atalanta and Villa and teams like that. But you got to enjoy tonight. And take it all in. And hopefully on the road to number 2, you never know. On the road to number 2 in Munich, you never know, folks. You never know. Strange things have happened in football. I'm just buzzing. Thoughts on Carter Vickers tonight? Played well. Thought he played really well. Got stuck in. Liam Scales obviously got up 17th minute. That corner kick. Arnie Ingles, boom. What a goal by Liam Scales. What a performance by Arnie Ingles. I'm going to say it now on the channel, folks. Arnie Ingles is the next Tom Rogic for Celtic. I've said it a couple of times, but I really believe that we... who cares about fog football? They're a bunch of gobshites. Honestly. Like, the absolute abuse out of him the other day, like, calling us, like, telling, like, some of the stuff they were saying about Celtic fans, calling us soap dodgers and stuff like that. No, that channel needs to get a grip to themselves. There's banter, but you don't call fans soap dodgers and stuff. No, definitely not. Will we make the playoffs? Look at job done out of one game so far. 7 to go. A lot of football to be played. Look at 7 wins so far in all competitions. Kasper Schmeichel couldn't do anything but that goals deflection, but I thought we were outstanding. 1.9 million. Great. It's great, isn't it? It's great to see that more money in the bank as well. But it's good to see Neil Lennon was in the commentary box tonight as well. Good to see Scott Brown in there. Good to see Johan Miyabi as well. Just unbelievable. Just unbelievable. What does Liam Scales started his career in Dublin for Shamrock Rovers and UCD. Now he's scored in the club's biggest competition. It's been an absolute unbelievable 2 years for Liam Scales. From going on loan to Aberdeen, getting that goal against them and having a successful loan move on Aberdeen and coming back to Celtic on the verge of leaving to go to Aberdeen on a permanent, and obviously a couple of injuries in pre-season, and he's a starter for Celtic. Just want to touch on Austin Trusty as well. It's good to see Austin Trusty make his competitive debut for Celtic as well, coming off the bench. Callum McGregor just looked absolutely static at the end. He was being interviewed and he just looked like he was absolutely buzzing. And the fans were unbelievable as well tonight. I was watching on TNT too. I can't get RT2 and obviously in Scotland, but Neil Lennon was very biased, but don't care. We won. Look, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. It's good to see Lenny back at Celtic Park in some capacity. It was only for commentary tonight, But has Liam Scales turned the corner with some Celtic fans? Because a lot of Celtic fans, before this window was closed, they were like, "Oh, Liam Scales is dreadful. He's this and that. He's this. He's a mistake in him." Every player has a mistake in them. Look at Arnie Ingles at the end. Almost, gave away a chance for them to score. But You know, he walked his socks off tonight. That was a lovely penalty he converted as well. You know, finished into that right corner. Moyeda, what can you say about Days and Moyeda? Days and Moyeda is just a different level. That was some finish by Days and Moyeda. Unbelievable. And then obviously Nicholas Kuhn, you know, early minutes of the second half, you skinning past Slovan Bratislava's players and then crossing in for Kyogo to hit it in with his tummy. Just could have been, honestly, it could have been 10-1 tonight. Could have been 10-1, but we got to enjoy it. We really got to enjoy it, like, folks. As I said, like, you know, we'll have a reaction from other football supporters from other clubs saying, he's going on, he's won the tournament. He's not just raging, he's not in it. You know, I went down to the shop at half time, 2 Rangers fans down there wearing Rangers tops on a night Celtic got in the Champions League. How petty, how pathetic, how pathetic. But look, we're going to enjoy it. We got to enjoy it, folks. As I said, I hope you do subscribe to the channel. I didn't get on earlier on for the pre-match. I was actually painting the house, painting the gaff tonight. Me and the gaffer was painting the gaff. And we just literally got the game on 10 minutes before. So I was like, look, we better hurry up. Let's keep painting this house. But done and dusted. Hall's painted. Celtic won 5 goals to 1. Brendan Rodgers, you know, this is our first win, opening win in the Champions League since the Champions League format has been set up, you know, since the early 90s as well. It's the first time Celtic has actually ever scored 5 goals as well in the Champions League in that, well, you can say group stage as well, the new format as well. Just unbelievable. Went for, she chose the colour. Buttercup, some buttercup colour. It looks kind of more goldish, but you know what? Yeah, unbelievable. I just want to touch on this picture as well. Took this. Look at that. That is absolutely class. And that was at the start of the game and then the 67th minute. That is class of John Clark and Billy McNeil with this bad boy. With this beautiful bad boy. If anyone wants to know where I got this trophy, I got this on DH Gate. It was €56. So DH Gate takes about 3 weeks to come and has all the names on the back of it. I got that back in lockdown days. So been a couple of winners since. Good identity about us tonight. Well done. But that's it. Like, it's mad to think, like, we played Hearts the weekend and Hearts were very stubborn, and you know it took us a while to break them down, and we got the goals in the second half against Hearts, and then you're playing against a team like that, Slovan Bratislava tonight. And look at shout out to who predicted 5-1 or 5-0 last night. I was very stubborn towards that opinion, but like, we were just absolutely magic. And you know what? It was great to see Vladimir Voice getting booed left, right, and centre as well. Just good to see. You know, we were just unbelievable. Thoughts on Dortmund in October. Look, Dortmund will be the favourite against us. You know, Dortmund's a different level to Slovan Bratislava. No disrespect to Bratislava in any ways, but I've seen reports that they currently attacked a Celtic pub tonight as well. Dortmund to be interesting, but you don't know what could happen in football. You really don't know. And I'm not writing us off in any ways. Honestly, that will give us a big confidence push. Like, you know, it could have been a disaster tonight. We could have lost tonight. It could have drawn tonight. And then the opening 3 games would have been like really hurdy for us. But we're playing against a team that are Champions League finalists next. People need to realise that as well. And then the following game is away from home, which will be Europa League winners. Like, you got to play these teams. You got to make a count for yourself. And look, at there's depth in the squad, and we can go there. You know, some stains in my hoops top tonight. We love to sit and look at. I'm sure you can wash it. You'd be grand. You'd be absolutely grand. Just paint yourself green and white stripes. Up the postle, eh? I've got me treble watch on from there, Keith. Good stuff. Good to see good people on as well on Facebook. How's it going, Derek? Hope you're well, bud. Hope you're well. Who's your man of the match, folks? Are you going for Arne Ingels? You know, I think between Ingels and Maeda, for me, Alistair Johnson was outstanding. Look, I'll be honest with you. I'm going to say it out straight. Yet there was contact. It was a high foot from Slovan Bratislava. So did Alistair Johnson have a high foot. It looked a bit soft at the start, and then I looked at it again, and I was like, yeah, it's definitely a penalty. And then I'm sure there's going to be rage from other clubs and other fans. Oh, it looked like it was offside from Maeda's goal. It was onside. It was clearly onside. You seen the VAR and all, Scales. Oh, everyone's buzzing. How's it going, Kevin? What's the crack? Good thing this format are 90-minute off, Good stuff. Scales and Arnie. Yeah, that's it. I think Scales, Maeda, Arnie. I thought Scales, got stuck in. And that will help him a lot. That will help him. And it's good to see Adamida actually getting his first goal for Celtic since the permanent move as well. No one's touching on that just yet, but what a ball by James Forrest. Congratulations to Jamesy again, coming on and making an impact. There's depth in that squad, folks. I'm looking forward to the weekend. Really looking forward to the weekend. I'm looking forward to smashing Falkirk. Maybe we can beat them 10-0. I'd make a couple of wholesale changes as well to bring Luke McCown in. I'd start Adamida. I'd bring Ralston in. I'd bring Sinsalo in. Change it around. I know some people might say, no, you play Schmeichel and stuff. But look, having experience, Kasper Schmeichel, his distribution of the ball tonight was fantastic as well. He just really looked, I like saying this word, elite. Really looked elite tonight. And, I just buzzed. I just can't get into the end of just having the team 5-1 the Champions League. And this will make us feel good, right? Let's just kick this in. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Well, you'll start getting used to Celtic Glasgow. It's going to be your second, it's going to be your third, your fourth, your fifth shortly. Just 1 second now. Look at this, folks. Look at that. Yeah, it's only one game played. We're up there with the likes of Liverpool, Bayern Munich, Juventus, PSG, Real Madrid. We're up there with them boys. Even Sparta Prague's in there. We have 3 points. We have a good sexy green tick there, Only 1 goal conceded, 5 goals for the Hoops. How does that feel, folks? It feels effing fantastic. Honestly, it feels fantastic. They're all impressive. We, as I said, I thought Taylor played really well. As I said, my opinion on Greg Taylor is I think he's a phenomenal servant for Celtics since 2019. But he needs to, the only product he's missing is European product. He needs to start, getting up there. And he showed it tonight that he's up for the game. And, it's a team effort. And if you can get Callum McGregor pushing players like that to get to higher standards, as you said, Celtic have made a benchmark. And the benchmark is you've won trebles. What's next? To make an account yourself in Europe. And if we were to, get playoff football, you never know. I know this sounds crazy. I know there's 7 games to go. A lot of things can happen. You never know. We could finish top 8. You really don't know, folks. And I think if we go over and play like we can't play like that against Dortmund, I know that's very hard, very, very bold words to say from me. You don't know what could happen. As I said, Dortmund are a phenomenal team. Really good side, folks. And I'm dreading Dortmund and Red Bull out of 2 games the most. I'm not. Look at Villa played well against young boys last night. I was going to say Young Buck, the rapper. Young boys last night, 3-0 away in Switzerland. But we'll see what happens. And look at Annie Ingles. Well, as I said, I think, who's Matt O'Reilly? Who is Matt O'Reilly? I never heard of that guy. Does anyone know who Matt O'Reilly is? I think Matt O'Reilly, did he leave the building a long time ago? Look, I wish Matt the very best at Brighton. I really do. I'm sure he's probably sitting there. I know as much as don't wish an injury on any player horrific as well. I'm sure he was sitting there tonight, kind of a little bit sad that he's not a part of that team. I'm sure he is. But look at Matt is on to another chapter. And what can you say is all the very best? I don't know if anyone seen Tomoki Iwata's goal. for Birmingham as well against Wrexham the other night. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. See the difference? I came on last night and I was real like, I'm feeling more energized. I'm just buzzing. Absolutely buzzing. And Bruges got smashed as well, 3-0. 3-0 to Dortmund. Bruges were playing at home tonight. I just didn't check that score out. But look, I fancy our chances against Bruges at Celtic Park. I fancy our chances against Young Boys as well. I think, 9 points could do it. 9 points could make it a point of getting playoff football past January. We'll see. We'll see. Hopefully we'll be sitting here and doing about it. We found a new pen taker. I don't want to say yes already because if Annie Ingles misses 1 or 2 penalties, people will be changing opinion quick enough. Let's just get him to 5 penalties converted and scored, and then we'll say he's our new penalty taker. For the rest of the season. Let's talk about Tate's performance, folks. As I said, a lot of people didn't want him to start. I didn't want him to start. To be honest with you, I wanted Paulo Bernardo to start ahead, but he was outstanding today. That link-up play between him and Kyogo for Maeda's goal was unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Do you mean Patient O'Reilly? Jesus, God bless. Don't be saying that now. That's just a bit. That's throwing the Ric Flairs at him now. That's throwing the Ric Flairs. As I said on the channel as well, folks, if you can jump over to YouTube and subscribe, it will be really welcome. Really welcome. A lot of people have joined the membership for 99p. It's just a kind of, an extra way of me improving the channel in picture quality and getting stuff as well, like lights and stuff like this to get a bit better. So look, at every little helps at the end of the day. What about 8 out of 24? What about 8 out of 8? 24 points? Jesus Christ, Kevin. It's not impossible. Let's just take every game as comes. Let's not just get ahead of ourselves. I know I've been saying, let's go to Munich, let's do this, let's do that. But Jesus, takes a couple of minutes to settle, but we were amazing. Look, the fans were absolutely class tonight. You'll see them all doing the huddle. Just why can we not do that every single game? As Brendan came out and said that he's ready to challenge with the Europe's elite, and he'll be put to the test next in Dortmund. Where did I get the Celtic light? I got the Celtic light from, you can get it from the Celtic website, the actual Celtic club store, or you can get it from clubcrest.co.uk, their official merchandise for the Celtic as well. They're doing a deal for £62 at the moment. It's absolutely massive. And it's one of them, them laptop kind of plugs. But yeah, I'd recommend getting one. Class it is. Unbelievable shop. Young Boys are bottom of the Swiss League. This must be it's not even, you don't look at domestic form. Domestic form goes out the window. You're playing a Europe's elite pro competition. They'll want to make a statement. At the end of the day, as I said to you on the channel, weeks upon weeks now, if Celtic can make Celtic Park a fortress again, we shouldn't be afraid of anyone. Shouldn't be afraid of anyone. That's what it is. That's what it should be, Visitor relations in Ireland, lovely to watch the game in RT2. Who was the pundit tonight in RTE? Was it Shay Given? Anyone like that? Who was the pundits on the RTE panel tonight? See Sean Michael's face during the anthem. That's it. He's loving full stop. He's just loving being at the club. Since you seen that, that opening intro of him, saying he's on his way over to America to join the boys in pre-season, and then he's just, even when we scored against Hibs away and his reaction to the fans and the stand and all, he's just loving it. Didi Hamann, a Champions League winner in 2005 for Liverpool. Didi was not a bad player. The last player to score in the old Wembley as well, the German himself. Didi's a good guy. Sensalo, Valley, Trusty, Naroski. That's not a bad shout, to be honest, Brian. That's what I would probably go for that team as well. You got to change the personnel around as well. Maybe Aldin home. You never know. Naroski needs a bit of game time, but don't look. I think Naroski's going to be able to the picture. To be honest with you, I know he's in the Champions League squad and stuff, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with Naroski. It's a bit of a tragedy that we spent 4 million on the guy, and he's been so injury prone. You know, it's a bad show. Well, it's not a bad show. It's a good show. I mean, you never know. Could be the new KVB. You know, KDB. Sorry, KDB, not KVB. What am I saying? Kevin De Bruyne, not Kevin Van Dijk or Van Dijk. What the hell? The trusty touched the ball. I think he got one touch. Hamanan said England could be Kevin De Bruyne. It's a bold statement, but I'm saying he's a new Tom Rogic in my eyes. You know, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying just give him time. It's just his walk rate looks unbelievable. And tracking back for the ball, like even there was an incident in the game. I think it was like 60 minutes into the game, and he won the ball back on the kind of towards the middle of the park, and we got on counter attack with it. It's just unbelievable, unbelievable. As I said, at the time, it was a bit risky putting the money in for Arnie Ingles. Of we were looking at 1 point. We're going to go for 9 million, then 10 million, then 11 million. At the end of the day, we've made the money back off Matt O'Reilly. We made the money off Matt O'Reilly. And, 2 goals in the last 2 games. It doesn't matter if they're penalties or not. It's building confidence for young Arnie Ingles. He's 21 years of age, folks. And that's a player there that could be could be the next Kevin De Bruyne for the Belgium team as well. And most of all for us. So, let's see. Best Celtic team in 20 years. Look, Tony, good performance tonight. Unbelievable. We're all static, but let's judge that by the end of the season. Yes, it's 7 wins out of 7 in all competitions for Celtic. Yes, we're on a floor at the moment. Things are great. We pumped them a couple of weeks ago. We're at the making a statement in the Champions League. We're in the League Cup. It's going well. Goalkeeper's doing quite good for us as well. He's only conceded 2 goals so far in all competitions. We're after getting a good decent bit of recruitment in. It is going well, but let's judge that by the end of the season, because football, this is a long season. As I say already a lot on the channel, we got to take every game as it comes. I know people are thinking about Dortmund straight away. Let's just get Falkirk over and done with soon. But we'll enjoy tonight. It's good to see Coelho go score. Good to see Nicholas Kunn have a absolute stormer performance. As I said, my predictions on this channel is we're seeing a new Tom Rogic, which is Arnie Ingles. I think Nicholas Kunn will be called up for the Germany squad by the end of this season coming. That's my predictions. And I think, and I know this is a bold one, I think Adamida will score 20 goals this season in Celtic shirt. Mark my words. There's a lot of football he played. And, he's up and running now. It was a lovely finish. I know a lot of people might not think either will score 20 goals just yet. But, there's a lot of football. Callum McGregor's on 3 goals already. Why not? He's on a contract anyway. He's in a contract till 27. I'm not worried about him at Days in Maeda. He's enjoying his time in Glasgow. I wouldn't be worried. Like Days in Maeda is very, very unique. A very unique player. He has that pace. He has that agility. He has the finishing in him. As much as people do slate him at times saying he couldn't finish, he's not a striker and all this, but my God, that was a proper striker's finish tonight. Unbelievable, absolutely class, and it just excites me. Lewis Palmer is not going to get into that team. Days in my age is playing, and Lewis Palmer has to make an account for himself. As I said this in the channel hundreds of times, there is potential with Lewis Palmer, but he needs to show it. And every player that makes that bench, they must be working hard. Brendan's not putting them there for the sake of a name, just to fill the numbers for the warm seats. He's putting them there because they're putting the work in and training. There's a squad depth there. Let's get through the comments. Tell us where you're tuning in from, folks, as well. As I said, all I'm asking is subscribe to the channel. Free of charge to subscribe. We really appreciate it. Yup, the lads. Yeah, he's different. And that's what, like, as I said, with regards to Moyeda, clubs will be looking at him saying, well, look at this guy. His work rate is just a different level. It's a different level. And you don't get that type of work rate. Closest player that relates to Moyeda would be James Milner in my eyes. James Milner was that type of player for Newcastle, for Man City, for Liverpool, for Villa. That's what James Milner was. But Moyeda just has that pace, that pace. And it's getting the nitty-gritty work done. And you could see with the likes of even Kuhn, they're defending, they're coming back and trying to win every ball, and it'll just get better and better. And as this season, I'm sorry I haven't even mentioned this guy. This guy is an absolute legend of a player, an unsung hero. A lot of Man United fans give this guy a lot of credit. Park Ji-sung was a phenomenal player in his own way. He was really good for club and country as well. Brilliant for South Korea. East Lothian, great to see the banner in here as well. Great to see the banner. 100%. Kaka Waka, I completely agree with you. I think he has an ego problem. I don't know if it's just I think it's a South American thing, to be honest. Well, Central America, South American thing. I just think America's thing, you want to say. You've seen it with Berta Bay. Berta Bay had the same kind of mentality as well. If you can't get into the culture, like this whole, like, Palmer wearing, like, vest tops training, shorts tucked up. Don't need that kind of showboat mentality. Just go out and just do the basic things. Just don't like that shit. Don't like it. Start doing your talking on the pitch and start scoring goals. Start actually getting minutes in. Like, he had a decent preseason. Just this bullshit. Like, I just don't know. I really don't know about Lewis Palmer. As I said, I want to back every player, but it's just, let's see the weekend he gets a shot against Falkirk and actually gets a few goals, because I'm on his back and a lot of fans are on his back. But let's see what happens. Jota was, of course, Mark. But the thing about Jota was, Jota proved it. Jota done the talking on the pitch. Jota was box office. And I don't care. He was box office. He was, he does have something, 100%. You've seen the shots, the long shots, the skill, coming in, hitting on his right, scoring the Champions League games and stuff. There is a player there, but it's getting it out of him. It's good to see. How's it going in Minnesota? Hope you're well. Done this. As I said, folks, if you want to join the membership for 99p, be really appreciated. Other Celtic channels are charging £5 a pop. I want to just do it for 99p. Build a membership. Build a community of extra members would be fantastic. Fantastic as well. Let's see. So John's asking me, even from commentary, I think we can get something from Dortmund. Look at Celtic Park is completely different from the Yellow Wall. That stadium, we're playing against a different opposition, different quality. But if we go out there and Brendan has the tactics right and the players have that belief and, take the game to Dortmund, and if Moyeda is pressing on them, why not? Why not? If Callum McGregor's barking that team down and if our back four, are solid and not afraid to be, you don't want to be ultra defensive against Dortmund. Look at this. There's a team in Glasgow once upon a time, 3 years ago or whatever, got a result over there. Why we can get a result, and we're a stronger team than them than they were 3 years ago, and we have depth on that side as well to really cause damage in the Champions League. Days of Maeda, just keep playing him, let him run until 90 minutes, and we have James Forrest can come on from Kuhn, and Adam Ida as well. Like Adam Ida is just, finally he's on the score sheet. Unfortunately, the weekend it was ruled out for offside, but it's all there. That's it. That's what I think where Celtic could win the game. It's all down to speed. You know, we do have the big physical players as well for set pieces, and most of all, we are scoring from set pieces. About time. It's about time. How's it going in Florida? I hope you're well, Chris. I hope you do come pop over to the YouTube channel and subscribe as well. It's free of charge. Good to see the Irish flags, Japanese, the Belgian flags. They're obviously for the goal scorers and the goals and the thumbs up. Brilliant. Where did I get the LED light? Right. I got it from clubcrest.co.uk. So I'll show you now. Jeez, you might as well start charging me for this rate at this rate. Pushing his stuff. Let me see. I'm gonna show you now. Give me 1 second now. Get this. Share screen. So that's it there, folks. £64. He does worldwide delivery as well. You can do it in 3 payments. Sale ends on the 30th of September. Just show you a little. That's it there. Look, it's absolutely class. It is. I recommend. You can do it through Clarinet as well. He's on Instagram as well, and he's on TikTok, I think, and he's on X as well. I think he's on Facebook. But I have to say, he sent me this before he sent me this at the start of the year, just before they were up and running, and it's absolutely class. So go on to Instagram, give him a mail, tell him that Keith from Come On the Hoops is at the send you, and he might give you like an extra 5% off or so, or 10% off. I'll give him a mail and tell him that people were interested in it, and just tell him that Keith from Come On the Hoops sent you. Just give him a mail on Instagram if you have the Instagram, or I think he's on X as well, or even drop him an email as well, clubcrest.co.uk. So yeah, that is it. It's a belter, isn't it? It's a belter. Usually I put the green screen up, but people have been liking this light for some reason. You know. How's it going, Michael? What's the crack? Hope you're well. You know, tighten up at the back, and we'll have the tails to trouble the best teams on the break. Yeah, why not? Why not? Champions League's gigs easier than we thought, lads. Another trophy incoming. I'll meet you in Munich for that, but Munich 25, here we come. You never know. Imagine 3 more Ingles types of signings, we could go places. That's what Celtic fans have been calling for years, Michael. And I completely agree with you. Why not? Could happen in January. Never know. Like Brendan be banging that door down, Lawwell's door down, saying, right, your forecast is 77 million in the bank after taxes. Give me another 2 players. Give me another 2 players. Simple as. Like, I can't see anyone going in January, like from Celtic, like a big money mill. I can't see a Tate going or a Kyogo going. You know, I think we'll keep them boys. We'll keep them boys. Oh, how's it going, Archie? Hope you're well. How's it going over in Canada, bud? Up the Waterford there, up the Port Larga. Commentary cut out after 60 minutes. Nothing worse. You know, 54 people tuning in tonight. Just want to give a massive thank you for the likes. Derek Harkin, Joe, John, Jerdin. 48 people tuning in on Come On the Hoops on the YouTube. Thanks. In January, you could spend at least 15 million. We can. Yeah. And is there anyone else you could trim from the squad at this moment of time? Like maybe Naroski, you know, Welch. I think they keep Welch in there, you know, for obviously, you know, homegrown players and stuff. See on the train sometimes in Paisley, broad hair with your foot for a beer, big man. Ugh, yeah, you do see me sometimes. So I was coming out shopping today, and someone seemed like, "Oh, you're that guy from the YouTube page, aren't you?" And I'm like, "Oh, I was like, yeah, that is." He's like, "What score do you think it's going to be tonight, mate?" And I was like, going 3-1, bud. He's like, "Oh, yeah, look, it's 5-1. You know, he has some foot on him." Yeah. Good point, Yang. I forgot about Yang. I actually forgot about Yang. He's out there just cleansing it. I think Home should go on loan. Yang, offload him. Just hasn't worked out. Naroski, I'd send him on loan. I'd send them on loan. I'd do a Christopher Royer with Naroski. Send them on loan to like Kilmarnock or Aberdeen or something like that. Even Dundee United be a fantastic move for him. And Palmer. I think this weekend we're going to see Luke McCown dictate the game. I'd rest Callum McGregor the weekend. I really would. I really would rest him. What the hell is this? Get the boat. Well, Brendan add in January. More like you would add because you're going to get injuries and stuff over the season when you go through the season. There'll be a lot of, a busy schedule, and there's no winter break as well this season as well, folks. As far as I know, so I could see us. We will probably add in January, but look, we're only in September now. We have the squad. We have what we have. And I think maybe 9 out of 10 Celtic fans are pretty happy with the squad depth. I've sat here for 2 or 3 months complaining about the lack of players being brought in at the time, the lack of activity, slow developments for Edis being signed, slow developments for Bernardo. I was freaking out at one point, and I was only early days into the pre-season. Are we going to get a keeper in? People are like, are we going to be having Scott Bain for the opening game of the season? We got there. No disrespect to Bain. It's just you want someone with more experienced, in the goals. And Bain's only played 50-odd games, I think, for Celtic. But we'll see what happens. It's a long season to go, folks. We have Falkirk next week. Falkirk this week. St. Johnstone next week away in McDermott Park. We're at getting around 4,500 allocation for that as well. So yeah, honestly, I think home. There's a player in home. I really believe there's a player in Aldine home, and I think a move to Dundee United would suit him. I think a move to Dundee United, maybe Hibs, perhaps. We've seen Kwan go to Hibs alone. We don't really know. Time will tell. He might even go somewhere else, and you might go somewhere else in Europe. But Bain must know he's only there to make 100%. Bain knows that since 2020. He's been there to make up the numbers. No, he played a couple of games in that season. I think if you keep played in that Hazard, Bain, Barkas, we don't want to talk about that season. I'd play home the weekend, 100%. Palmer has young boy syndrome. I just think he knows the heights of the club he's playing for. Obviously, he's getting a lot of support from Honduras as well. Obviously, Izaguirre rated him up a lot as well. But he needs to walk away from that whole, he's the Honduras boy playing for the big club. Do the talking on the pitch. Score. Get a chance. I completely agree with you, Michael. I think he's a valuable player. 12 goals and 10 assists last year. We need more goals out of him. Simple as. As I said, we're happy with what we have. We've Maeda. We've Maeda. With James. You have Kuhn there. We have Yang as well. But Yang be down the pecking order. I forgot about Young Torley as well. Young Torley scored in pre-season. I didn't get to see it during the 19s game, to be honest with you. I'm not going to lie. I'm one of these fans. I just concentrate on the senior team, on the men's team. I don't concentrate on the women's team. It doesn't. The lads, obviously, the girls done well to get into the next round of Champions League next round of Champions League and stuff. But it doesn't appeal to me to go out of my way to watch the women's team just yet. But maybe down the future I will. Maybe down the future. Good luck to obviously to Alina and the girls this season. Yeah, so do I. Saw him playing Notre Dame. There's a player there. Alone might be great from 100%. 100%. But let's talk about Liam Scales. What's the rating for Liam Scales tonight? Is it 9 out of 10? Is it 8 out of 10? Let me know in the comments. Let me know out of 10 how excited are you about what you're seeing of Arnie Ingles as well. A guy that we broke the bank to. He's a club record, and he's scoring the creme of the creme. It just shows it'll pay off. That's an historic win for Celtic tonight. It's the highest victory in the Champions League. It's the highest win. Last time Celtic scored 4 goals was actually against Juventus in the Champions League, the 4-3 game. And then obviously we got 5 goals tonight. So, yep. Shindig that. 10 out of 10, Tony says. 10 out of 10. 8.5 for Scales. I think, Carter Vickers, Scales, let's rest on the weekend. Let's give them a rest. Let's just recharge the batteries. Let's give Austin Trusty and Naroski a run, or Welch a run. Let's give Ralston a run. Raldo as well. That's it. As I said, I know Scales towards the end of last season, there was a few mistakes in him. But look, he had a long season. And that's what I'm saying. Give him a rest. Give him a rest. Obviously, he didn't play with the US in pre-season, and then obviously not pre-season, the last fixtures. But yeah, look at this. Loads of viruses coming through on Facebook. Just block that. Yeah, because he wasn't going to get a bigger. He wasn't going to get a bigger move away from Celtic than staying at Celtic and making an account for himself. That's the most important. That's the most important. Delete comments. Just deleting this here. A lot of absolute nonsense coming through. Spam. Have huge doubts. I had huge doubts about Scales, but he's been our best defender by a mile this season. Brendan approves players. You think it's down to man management, or is it just a tactical vibe that Brendan's giving these guys? What do you think it's down to? He always talks about culture. He always talks about the ethos of the team, and being aggressive with play and stuff. Yeah, he played left back. He scored against Dundee United in his debut, as I can remember. Tannadice. Let's see. That's it. And you know what, you might laugh at this, folks. My other half turnaround said to me tonight, I think Carter Vickers is very overrated. And I was like, what? She goes, I think he's very overrated. I was like, you kidding me? I goes, Carter Vickers is probably the best centre-back we've had since Virgil van Dijk. She goes, Keith, there's this big hype about Carter Vickers. We played derby games without Carter Vickers and we've won derby games without Carter Vickers. I was like, suppose you're right in that case. I goes, I just don't know. I just think, he's a massive key figure for us. And I was saying to her about, captaincy, and then she'd bring up Callum McGregor. She's like, Keith, I doubted him as a captain when he got it. And I was like, I was the same. And she was like, I can't believe Scott Brown just, taught him the ways. And it was like an Obi-Wan Kenobi kind of Luke Skywalker stuff. I think the whole thing with Carter Vickers is, I think the injuries has affected him big time. I think he does look burned out. Obviously he got that surgery the season before, towards the end of that season. But that was the treble season. But he has been one of our most consistent players, but maybe he needs a rest, And I'm going to touch on this, folks. I know it's not the right time and not the right night to talk about this, but I would like us to go out and get a striker in January, because I truly believe Kyogo needs that surgery on his shoulder. If he gets one bad bang, we're down to two strikers. We're down to Ida and Maeda. And still a lot of fans question Maeda as a striker. I think his finishing was absolutely unbelievable tonight. Doesn't always have the great end product, regards to crossing balls in, but it's the work rate, it's determination that he has. But CCV, I know people have opinions about CCV. I think he's been phenomenal. As I said, I think he's been our best centre back since VVD. But I'd rest him. I know it sounds hard to rest one of our best players, but defo. Judge the European performances, we are so far in front domestically. Well, miles ahead domestically. As I said in the channel loads of times, folks, I think we could win this league by 18 points, 20 points. Some people say 25 points, but, I think it's going to be, and I'm not being glory hole. I just think there's a massive, massive gap from second place to fourth place, regards to recruitment, finances, quality of players, fans being on side. You look at that club across at Ibrox, struggling, struggling. Yeah, they won against Ross County 6-0, but they got thumped by us. And you go on like Ross County was like a World Cup, a Champions League win for them. Like there's a massive gap there, and we're in a healthy position on and off the pitch. And it's not always getting carried away, but the evidence is there. And the fans want more success, because we're at the level where you've hit your heights, you've climbed that mountain, but let's go to a higher mountain. Let's go to a mountain where we've never touched before. We never hit that horizon. That means making a stance in Europe, by like tonight, and maybe replicating it again. You never know. It could be a famous 1-0 victory in Dortmund for Celtic in October. It may be a famous 3-2 victory against Atalanta away. It may be a famous victory against Aston Villa away at Villa Park. You never know. You never know in football. I know this is the old cliche, and some fans always like hearing this, but keep the faith. Keep the faith. Them words back in 2020 to 21, they rattled me. They absolutely infuriated me at times, because there's so much of the divide between fans of pro-Lennon, anti-Lennon. I was pro-Lennon for a long time, and then after that 3-3 game against Aberdeen, I didn't go anti-Lennon. I just felt like he wasn't fit for the job. I just felt like there was a lot going on in the background with Neil. I love Neil Lennon to bits. Lovely guy. First ever Celtic player I ever met. I met him a couple of times, and a lot of things, I'd say a lot of high regard for Neil. But that's in the past. This is where we've gone. You look at from Lennon leaving, Ange coming in, Callum being the captain, getting into Champions Leagues, and Liam Scales talked about in his post match tonight. Having that experience of last season, the Champions League for players, they have to step up a game, and Scales stepped up tonight. And looking at the comments, these are saying 8.5, 9 for Scales. It's fantastic. It's fantastic to see a guy like that. And you know what? I hate saying this, but maybe it was a blessing in disguise that Scales didn't play them two internationals, didn't feature for Ireland them two internationals, because he kept his energy. Played against Hearts, played against Slovan Bratislava, and said, it's not like I'm putting the opposition down, but it's good to talk about us. It's good to talk about what we've done. We just looked quite comfortable. I didn't have that fear, even even before we scored the first goal. I didn't have that fear that they were gonna do us over tonight. It's just such a good vibe around the squad, around the fans. There's nothing to be negative about. And it's not me being negative on the channel, slating Lewis Palmer. I'm just looking at it in evidence by looking at the way he trains, the way he posts. You just need to get him out of that mindset and get him playing to the potential. And that's just me being honest. I'm not here to slate a player and call him rubbish and call him dirt, call him this. Some players are just not at the level of Celtic standard. We expect, you're playing from the biggest clubs in the world. Yeah, people from the outside don't call it one of the biggest clubs in the world, but what's them to judge? When they put a Celtic shirt on, they got the Celtic Park, and then they'll see how big of a club it is. Especially when you're playing in Europe's elite competition. Well, you hear that Champions League roar, when you hear that music at Celtic Park. I've been to 11 Champions League games, and unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. From my first game to Milan in 2007, last 16, made me a proper Celtic fan. To my last game was it against Lazio? No, it was against Atletico Madrid last season. It was at the one where Jarosik scored against Shakhtar Donetsk, and Donati. I was at the Benfica one when we McGeady scored as well. I've been at a couple of ones, you know. Been at a couple of decent ones over the years. And then Europa League as well. And Conference League as well. Can't forget that one. Bola Glint. But I'm off to bed with a big smile. I think you'd be smiling for the whole weekend up to Sunday. You know, I'm sure you've been smiling since pre-season, since we thumped Man City. It's mad to think, like, we thumped Man City, we thumped Chelsea, and we're like, you know what, we're going to this Champions League, we'll give it a go. We're not winging this. You got to take a chance. You got to gamble. You got to throw yourself out there and make an account for yourself. Good point, Ryan. We have no options coming through the youth academy. McCown's going to be amazing. Give him the chance. I've touched on this many times, Ryan. I think the problem is with the academy players. You've got to see the likes of Rocco Vat and Daniel Kelly. They've moved on. They've moved on to English Championship teams. And I wish Rocco the best, and I wish Daniel the best. I just think it's just down to the contract terms. Well, these players are not fit. It's not feeling appealing to them. You know, they're getting taste of senior football. They probably have their agents in their ears trying to get them a move. I wish we did have more prospects coming through the academy, but it's hard. It's a massive club. You know, the stakes are quite high. You put a young player onto that pitch, and you know they get the one or two chances, and they don't perform. Fans are going to remember that, and quick enough. Some fans don't believe in patience. Fans just want want results, and sadly that's the way it is in business. And you know, Daniel Kelly looked like he was going to be a good player for Celtic, and it just didn't work out. You know, he wanted to go to Millwall and leave him be. You know, there's no point of having a player that's throwing his toys out his pram. He's not even part pre-season. You know, we've got Tully. You know, let's see what happens with the young Tully, the guy from Belfast. You know, I know we all want to see youth players come through, but at the same time, let's kind of deal with that towards the end of the season, folks. Let's kind of deal with that way. You know, not high intense games. There's no point of us putting these young boys in, and they might strive, but at the same time, let's just go with players that are experienced, that are going to get us results, and then we throw these boys in, give them 5 minutes towards the end and stuff. But that's my opinion, and you know, I'd rather be safe than sorry. I know that sounds terrible, but Ben Summers not getting did Ben Summers not get an operation recently? I think about 6-7 weeks ago, we got an operation. Let's see. I said the other night we will get to the next stage of Champions League. Look, I'd love to see us get to the next stage of the Champions League. We have 7 games to go. We're at the point ourselves. We're getting 3 points in our opening day. First Champions League opening day victory for us. You know, it's great. It's great to. And at the end of the day, Kasper Schmeichel's loving life. You only can see the 2 goals for Celtic so far. He's flying. He's absolutely flying. And it was always going to be hard to fill Joe Hart's boots and gloves and replace him, but Kasper's doing a good job. I know we need to think of long-term future. Kasper's only 1 year deal with the option to extend, and I hope he will extend. You know, it doesn't look like a keeper that's 37 years of age. I'll tell you one thing. Even that save against Shanklin the other day, we just leaped over and caught it. Like, not a bother from, not a bother whatsoever. Unbelievable stuff. But I'm going to jump off now in a second, folks. I'm going to jump off. Good 55 minutes of chatting to you. And as we are going for 55 this season as well. But I just can't believe it. As I said, I'm just buzzing. I'm buzzing. I think I'll go back over, watch over the highlights again, and you know, let it sink in. I wish I was at the game tonight, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I've other things to be paying for. Instead of paying £60 for a ticket to see Celtic play, would have been unbelievable. Missed out 5 fantastic goals live, but other things to be paying for, folks. So I'll be back on tomorrow night. So please do tune in. I'll be probably on about 8 o'clock. So do get on, and please tell your pals and work that there's a guy that does the podcast. Tell a family member. Share it. It'd be really appreciated. The more subscribers, the better. It just means we're engaging with a new audience, engaging with new people, new views. And some people don't like my opinion. That's completely okay. You know, some people think I talk sense. Some people think I talk utter nonsense. That's okay. That's okay. We're all entitled to our opinion. It takes balls to come onto the channel and talk anyway. So there's a good point as well by Kingston boy. Roger's not scared to play youth if they're good enough. Yeah, look at Roger's done it with Raheem Sterling at Liverpool and stuff like that. I don't not bother with Brendan at the end of the day. I'm delighted for Brendan more than anyone tonight. You know, it's good to see the old Brendan Rodgers with the hands up in the air and stuff, and you can see just a good togetherness with the squad, with the staff, you know, and it's even what makes it for me is now I haven't watched the documentary yet, folks. I'll be honest with you, I haven't watched it yet. I know I'm gonna have to watch it soon. What makes it for me is when a lot of fans were doubting them last season in January when they were ahead of us and we were dropping points to Kilmarnocks, you know, to Hearts. It's the comeback. It's that champions mentality. It's that Callum McGregor pushing the team in the dressing rooms, pushing the team in the warm-up, pushing the team in Lennoxtown, pushing the team behind the scenes. It's probably texting. It's probably man management. It's probably, you know, families that are involved in getting these boys to the level to believing that they could, you know, at the end of May, win the trophy. Not just as an individual getting an honour on their CV, for the fans, for us to sit back and enjoy it, for us to party out and, you know, Troongay or march to Hampden and enjoy the show, or for us to be in the Hampden sunshine, lifting a Scottish Cup or lifting a league title on Trophy Day. You know, it's a magical feeling. It's a magical club, and as I always say to my friends in Dublin that are not Celtic fans, that keep an eye on Celtic, are missing out on something special. Are missing out on something special. You know, Sporting Manchester United, maybe a big club, but you're not going to get them days out like the way Celtic fans celebrate. You're not going to get them magical moments. Well, Celtic are winning in the Champions League 5-1. Manchester United are playing in the Carabao Cup, playing 7-0 the night before. This is what you do. You work hard, you get the results, you come together. Yes, we don't have the magnet like Manchester United do to get these top class players in, but what we have, and we get players in for decent fees, and we make them from boys to men. And Arnie Ingles will be a big star for Celtic. Big star for Celtic. He's fitting into that squad quite well already. I know it's only 3 games he's playing the Celtic short. And I am buzzing, as I said this on the channel hundreds of times already. I am excited about Luke McCown. I'm delighted he's opened his Celtic account. I think Luke McCown is going to be a player for Celtic. Give him time, because he knows how much it means to play for the club. He knows what the crack is. He knows. So I'm going to leave it there, folks. I hope he's enjoyed my little chat about the results. Please do subscribe. If you want to join the membership, get on it. Thank you. Special shout out to Mark, one of my members, Ryan, one of my members. Anyone else there who's one of the members? Shout out to everyone. These are absolutely fantastic. Fantastic. They're good to see all these in and getting your points across. But shout out to Dundas as well. Supporter since 2012. Difficult in the US. And you know what, Dundas? You know, it's living in America. Obviously, it's with the time difference. You know, you could be in work while they're playing in Champions League nights and could be 5 or 6 hours behind. You know, fair play to you. Fair play to every fan. Fair play to fans that get up all hours in the morning, Australia and New Zealand to do it. Fair play to fans that get up in Alaska, I know 1 or 2. You know, stuff like that. That's magical. Yeah, there's fans from all over the world that support clubs like Man U and Liverpool and stuff like that, but we have a unique identity, not like other clubs, you know. Yes, it is a business, but the fans doesn't feel like a business. It's all about passion. It's all about putting that green and white on. You know, I was getting steak and work today because I had my polo top on in work, and one of the girls was like, "Do you have a top on under that, Keith?" It's like, "Yeah, got my hoops on." She's like, "Keith, it's 22 degrees out, and you're wearing a bleeding Celtic jersey in your top." Because I don't care. It's Champions League day, and I'll wear my hoops under my top because I feel good when I put the hoops on. You know, I feel amazing. I feel amazing when I put the jerseys on. How cringy and cheesy does that sound? But you just get that buzz. I'm like a kid. See when I open that suitcase and there's like loads of jerseys. Like, see when I do me washing, I put my suitcase, put my stuff back in my suitcase. I'm like, I wear that one. I wear this one. That was a fashion show. Do you relate to the gaffer? Would I wear that one? Would I wear the bumblebee? Ah, Keith, come on, you're worse than bleeding me. Trying on 10 different jerseys. Just love wearing them. Just love wearing them. It's comfort, you know. You tell it as it is. Sure, bleeding, right? I say, how's it going on in Cali, my friend? How are you getting on? Good result. Good to see people tuning in from the States, tuning in from all over the world. Good to see people that we've tuned in from South Africa as well. Absolute legends. You know, I'll just say it as it is. Passion. Passion. You know, I've learned supporting this club that you can lose people, become your enemy quick enough if you don't like your opinion, and you'll get people that'll be your best friend that will die for you, you know. But it's a magical feeling, no matter regardless what. As I said, I'm not. You like my opinion, you don't. It's not going to make me go to bed and stress out about it. You know, I've had in the past with people where they constantly just come on and batter me with criticism. And like, all I say is, you get on the microphone, you set up a channel, you do it, and see how you feel. And then you'll know. Then you'll know how hard it is to have confidence to put yourself in front of a camera. How hard it is to look at. I'm not like other Celtic podcasts that will have your statistics, your all this and your all that. You're not going to sit in the pub and say, well, 86% in the last. This is average. Our average possession is 86% in the last 10 games for Celtic. Do you have mates in the pub? Mates are like, it's what winning games, Keith. Once we're thumping teams, that's what my mates would say. Fair play to the guys. Fair play to your podcast. They all do a good job. But I have to say, all of them are fantastic. All of them are fantastic. If they do want to engage with me and actually want to do a podcast, here I am. I'm ready to do a podcast with Ryan. I'm ready to do a podcast with Hamish. I'm ready to do a podcast with Tony Haggerty. I'm ready to do a podcast with Paul John Dykes. Anyone want to do a podcast with me? Throw me in the mix. As I said, I love the club as much as they love the club, and they know it. That's why the channel's so good. So I'm going to leave it there, folks. I'm not going to give myself praise. It's all about yous. We're all a happy family. We've got the 3 points. We're up and running in the Champions League. Bring on Dortmund in October. Bring on Falkirk the weekend. Bring on every team. Bring them on, and maybe we'll smash them. But I will be back tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Celtic Park time. So please tune in if you can. And I'll speak to you tomorrow. And God bless Liam Scales, Adam Mead, and my Irish boys. God bless them. They were doubted when he came into Celtic, and they've scored now in the Champions League. Who's fucking doubting them now? So God bless the boys. God bless that boy from Wicklow. God bless that Cork boy. Get in, my Irish boys. And God bless, obviously, yous all. Hail, hail. See yous all soon. Have a good night. And have a drink for me.